Hi, I'm Quentin Kramer. I'm the Director for UC Consulting and Architecture at SPS, and I'm responsible for our Microsoft practices and our business consulting practices. With me today is Chad McGreener. He's a Client Solution Manager with SPS, and he's responsible for our Microsoft relationships at large. What are some things that customers are doing to prepare themselves for the rollout of Skype for Business?
I think the biggest thing that customers should be doing is they finish that migration from OCS 2007 if you're doing that to a 2010 environment. And then if you're in the middle of a 2010 to 2013 migration, make sure that you finish one way or the other. You have to either be on 2010 or 2013, so make sure that you're standardizing on that platform to support that upgrade path to Skype for Business. Those are the two support and upgrade paths from that perspective. So getting them there to at least to 2013 would be preferable because they have a client that's more up to date, and the change for the Skype for Business skin won't be as big of a shock for the user because they'll be using something that's familiar to them in 2013 from that perspective. So can a customer utilize their existing investment and say a customer has an existing Cisco, Avaya, or another legacy PBX platform if they want to do a transition to Skype? Is that possible? Is that something a customer can do?
Absolutely. There are a lot of ways that customers can leverage that existing investment. And if you think about how they're migrating anyway, it's unlikely we're going to flash cut, so there will always be a period of integration between the existing legacy equipment and Skype for Business. We have ways to integrate for legacy video using new protocols. We have abilities to integrate for presence federation. We have abilities to integrate for trunking, and basically, long story short is that we're prepared for interop to any existing infrastructure, whether it's video, content sharing, voice, click-to-call capabilities. So Skype for Business has left a lot of holes or connectivity points where we can integrate legacy environments. We can re-register existing phones to the new system so that customers don't have to invest in new phones if they don't want to. And basically, for the amount of time that they need to take to migrate away from the legacy to Skype for Business, they'll be able to interoperate and keep both systems in place to the extent that they need them. What are some of the main hurdles that we see customers facing as they try to move towards Link and Skype for Business?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that's probably the biggest question. I was just asked that earlier today about what are some of the things to look out for when you are looking to move forward with Skype for Business or even Link 2013. It doesn't matter for that as far as that's concerned. But some of the biggest things are looking at your Wi-Fi infrastructure. I think a lot of customers are thinking that they can just utilize what they have from a Wi-Fi perspective. And we have users that walk around their campus with their laptop into different areas, and the Wi-Fi coverage isn't adequate for what it is they're trying to do with voice over IP. So it's not only a bandwidth issue, but it's more of a range issue that we see most of the time from a Wi-Fi perspective. That also transitions into the physical network infrastructure. So networks that aren't prioritizing packets and aren't doing QoS and aren't making sure that that voice medium is being transmitted as most efficiently as possible is most of the time we see customers kind of need a little help in that area. So I think those two are huge from a network perspective. And then from an end user perspective, we see that sometimes training is overlooked. So making sure the user is trained and that they understand how to use the client and understanding that they know how to understand and use the technology effectively is really important as well. So what are some of the new features in Skype for Business? Why should customers be interested in doing an upgrade to Skype for Business?
Absolutely. Some of the newest features really surround video. The ability to do cascading between Link and Polycom or Skype for Business and Polycom bridges to save on transport and to save on bandwidth through the video connections. Much tighter integration with Cisco from a video standpoint, so we have a better video integration there and some similar cascading features, as well as the ability to do video to the Skype public network, which is new. We only used to be able to do IM and presence and text messaging and voice. So really a lot of video enhancements, and in particular when it comes to the workstation, the user on a Link client who might yesterday have been using click to call, in today's environment they'll be able to do call via work, which allows Skype to call them on whatever number they choose when they try to click to call or generate a call from the Link client, so they can answer the call on whatever device they happen to have that has the good bandwidth to be able to transmit that voice in a quality fashion. Customers in the past have taken time to block Skype out of their networks because they were concerned about users that could potentially do things that they weren't in control of. Now that we have Skype for Business, do you feel that we're deploying that public Skype environment into customers' enterprises, or is it something different?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest misconceptions of the new rebranding of Link 2013 to Skype for Business is it's exactly a rebranding. The back-end features and functionality, all the plumbing in the back end is still an upgrade of the Link 2013 platform. Using all the servers and the compliance and the security, the control and the policy that you have in your environment, you're going to maintain that. the consumer version of Skype will still stay the consumer version of Skype. And on your on-prem infrastructure, that will be a controllable infrastructure similar to 2013. So the biggest difference there is consumer version is staying in the consumer cloud. The on-prem Skype for Business is just a simple rebranding of 2013 to Skype for Business.